We start in October for the following May. So, and we're busy the whole time. So it does take a lot of time and energy, and this isn't something that can be done in a month. So yeah, 6 months out is not any too soon. So, okay, Rick, you want to speak on it?
Sure. Brock Butterfield is requesting a Part-3 fee waiver for an event we would like to put on in Greenwater Park June 8, 2019. Mr. Butterfield has worked with city staff and produced a well thought out and complete plan for this event. And Mr. Butterfield describes this event as the event will be a car show and RV show, showcasing 20-30 buses that have been converted into RVs, ranging from the $20,000 to $70,000 range. The event will have admissions and one entry gate for pedestrian traffic. School buses will be on display in Staging Area 4. West of the amphitheater, art and food vendors will be located on the lawn of the amphitheater. The beer garden will also be located near the food vendors in the amphitheater, and the first aid station at the community building, staffed by 2 EMT trained staff the entire event. Mr. Butterfield has put together a very good, well thought out plan, and the fiscal impact is we will not collect the customary $1,500 fee. Instead, there will be a transfer of funds from TRT. And
Gary?
I move we approve Mr. Butterfield's fee waiver request for the bus fare June 7th, 8th, and 9th of 2018.
2019 has one mistake, sorry, sir.
Was that?
2019.
2019, I'm sorry.
Sorry, no,
I misspoke.
No. It says 2018, I apologize.
I know, it says that.
Okay. Was it moved and seconded? Okay. I would like to, I talked with Brock, and he's willing to come down to $1,000 on it, and having a half a day on the 7th and a half a day on the 9th, making it a 2-day event instead of a 3 full-day event. So we talked before the meeting. Go ahead, Gary.
So my question is, does this preclude Mr. Butterfield from asking for any other RTMP or TRT funds? In other words, is this it? Or can he get some financial assistance for this new event in addition to this?
I'm assuming he can get, go ahead.
He can apply for RTMP funds.
Yeah.
This is just to secure his place in that.
Do you know what that process is?
Yeah, Brock Butterfield 48296.
No, the process for additional RTMP funds.
Yes, yeah, it opens up in February, so there's an application for
That's
that.
all I want to know.
Okay. Can we make an amendment to do 1,000 rather than?
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Okay.
So let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, this is an event that is going to be something that's new for Oakridge. It's going to be well advertised. I don't know how many of you know Mr. Butterfield, but he has a wide audience, and this is an event that hasn't happened in this region at all. So it's not like it's never happened in Oakridge. It hasn't happened in the western states, I'm assuming, at all. So the draw will be huge, and the fiscal impact as far as economic impact to Oakridge, it sounds like it's going to be significant. Brock has some good plans about involving the businesses, reaching out to them, and explaining to them how they can target that audience, how they can draw them in and see an economic impact from it. And if this is something that goes well, it could very well be something that is annual and is another feather in the cap of Oakridge that says we are innovative and we can bring in people from all sorts of walks of life and use our beautiful area to showcase their efforts. So I'm excited about this, as you can tell. I really am excited about this. So I would like to see the city support it as much as it possibly can. Actually, can we ask Brock to just talk about his event a little bit? if you're okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't like that, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So, real quick, I came to Oakridge because I was traveling in my converted school bus. I found Oakridge on a whim. I actually heard the NPR story. So that's what brought me here. And I realized it was such a great venue that an event of this kind could be something to add to the community, to bring overnight stays into our town, to bring people in, to be excited about it. And so I had a request from my 70,000 plus following of people I have online to do an event like this. And while it makes more sense to do it somewhere like Portland or Eugene, where there's a lot more resources and a lot more people there, I want to do it here. I want to bring it to our town. I want it to be something that a lot of people talk about. So with that involvement in the community, I'm going to be reaching out to a lot of businesses in town, get them involved, see how we can support them while people are here. I haven't decided the ticket price yet, but I will say that the Oakridge residents, anybody that has an Oakridge address or within the greater Oakridge area, will not be paying full price for a ticket to come to the event. I want to make it something that all of us as a community can come and enjoy. A lot of art vendors, food vendors, I'm going to be reaching out to our community first, make sure we're supporting our locals first before reaching out to try to pull resources in that way. So I'm asking for this fee waiver to help get this event started. I don't plan to do this every year. I want to be able to cultivate an environment and an event that I have enough money to put it on every year without having to ask for help. So I just need a little assistance to get this thing off the ground and going. And yes, it is a for-profit event, but I see that as a for-profit event for our entire community, not just for me. I'll be happy if I break even. So that's about all I have, and unless the council has other questions, I'm happy to answer.
Right. Will you be selling vendor space,
Yes,
and then you have ticket prices?
yes.
Okay.
And on that note, any local Oakridge residents that would like a art booth, it will be a discounted rate as well. They will not be paying full rate. It'll be advertising.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded, we've discussed it, any other discussions? Okay, let's call for the vote.
Counselor Carl?
Aye.
Counselor Holston?
Aye.
Counselor McMillan?
Aye.
Mayor Rowland?
Aye.
Counselor Goldman?
Aye.
Counselor Borka?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, police services surplus items?
Let me give my police report first, if that's okay?
Sure.
Mayor, council, and citizens, November 2018 police reports, we have 369 calls for service, there was over 28 case reports.
Chief,
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
November 2018 council reports. We had 369 calls for service and 28 reports from those calls for service. I attended the chiefs meeting in Florence. That's all the chiefs, the sheriff, the district attorney, the U.S. attorney, and all the federal agency supervisors. And it's basically an intelligence briefing, and we go over stuff that's going on in our cities and jurisdictions. The officers and reserves performed a handgun and shotgun training, and then had qualifications on both weapon systems in November. Reserve Officer Miller has been working in all 3 schools as a school resource officer. She's also been working a lot out of the schools on attendance and truancy issues. Our officers and reserves assist the U.S. Forest Service law enforcement with the Capitol Christmas tree event. We assisted with both the event and security for the tree. It was pretty cool, considering that tree's from our national forest. I believe it's from Detroit area. We've had several recent cases involving disturbances and assaults on the Amtrak trains. We've had 2 officers get injured during those. There's lots of people been riding lately that cause problems on the trains. We've been assisting Union Pacific Railroad Police and Amtrak Police with several cases from their jurisdictions in the Oakridge area. Shop with the Cops coming up in December. Anybody that wants to help out with donations, either monetary amounts or items, can get a hold of Sergeant McPherson. And that's the official.
Chief, how soon do you need those donations?
It's towards the end of the month, it's the last day of kids' school, so.
20th, I think.
20th
it's
is the day we're
last
doing
of
it, so
school.
Okay.
I'd say by the 18th.
Okay.
And then I have agenda item 8.1. Approval of surplus excess items. On October 20th, 2018, police department staff and volunteers started cleaning out the department storage building and yard on East Commercial Street. A lot of people call that the old ambulance shed because at some point in time the fire department was there, ambulance was there. Our goal is to have it, the yard part of it mostly cleaned out and put fresh gravel down in the springtime and hopefully put some the stuff down to keep the blackberries from growing up because we've got issues with that. The Oakridge Police Department has surplus items ready to be disposed of. And this will help with our cleanup. We also have 10 firearms that are surplus. The surplus list of items is attached. The earning potential is unknown at this time. We will sell, scrap, trade, or dispose of the items. The council policy is all city-owned property must be surplus with the approval of city council prior to disposal or sale if the property is valued at $25 or more. Council approval is not required if it's less than $25. Options are approve the surplus or do not approve the surplus. Staff recommendation is approve the surplus.
Okay. I move that the Oakridge Police Department surplus the items on the attached list.
Second that motion.
So it's been moved and seconded. Kathy?
Where does the money go?
Well, the firearms will be traded,
Right.
so we'll use that for new equipment. That's one thing I forgot, and that is usually with the vehicles, we have to have it put back in vehicle maintenance.
Okay.
So if that be part of the motion.
Okay, but all of that money eventually will end up back in the police department?
Yes.
Okay.
There's been times we've not done it in the past and it just goes back into the general fund.
Okay. So are you going to send it back to the police department this time, or are you gonna just make that decision, whatever?
Yeah, if somebody could add to the motion that it
That goes to the police department?
the firearms will be traded for equipment and that the vehicles and scrap will be put back into vehicle maintenance.
So I wish to amend my motion. I move that the Oakridge Police Department surplus the items on the attached list. Firearms to be traded for equal, is that what you said?
Usually the dealer sets the values.
Firearms are to be traded with approved dealers, and the other is to be given back to the what?
Vehicle maintenance line.
Vehicle maintenance line. Is that okay, Susie? No?
Put it in miscellaneous police.
Okay, so any monies are to be put into the miscellaneous line in the police department?
Who seconded that?
You seconded
Josh?
that.
Okay. And Josh re-seconded it. Any more discussion? Call for the vote.
Counselor Gobelman,
Aye.
Counselor Carl,
Aye.
Counselor Holcomb,
Aye.
Counselor McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Holston,
Aye.
Mayor Rowland,
Aye. Motion passes. Emergency services.
Mayor Council, you have your November activity report. We had 72 calls for service, 58 of those were EMS related, 12 were public assist, 2 were fire. 8 times we had 2 emergencies going on once. Of the 58 EMS, 41 of them were transported to a higher level of care. And of the 72 calls for service, 58 of those were within the city of Oakridge. Our volunteers put in 1,450 and a half hours for our community last month. That's my report.
Do we have any other business before this council? Seeing none? Meeting's adjourned.